Welcome to The Good, the Bad, the Hustle, the podcast for entrepreneurs, whether starting up or deep in the trenches, those who want honest, real conversations about what it takes to build a business with lots of learnings, plenty of inspiration, and a dose of humor.
Hi everyone, we're here with our special guest today, Jennifer Lanza. Jennifer's on a big new adventure with her Oxygen Yoga Fitness in the Annex, and which also happens to be our neighborhood. So right now, I'm going to hand it over to Jennifer, who's going to...
And by the way,
I was
no,
going to say
that's the other Jennifer. So it turns out that you've got two of them. I think we were all born in the same era.
Yes, it was the most popular name
Exactly.
of my year, which I won't announce.
So I think Tiff's handing it over to me, this Jennifer, to actually introduce you. So welcome. We're really happy you're here, and we really appreciate your time. And your experience is crazy. So I'm going to read this, and we're going to make you blush.
Okay.
It's amazing. So Jennifer has called Toronto's Annex home for more than 20 years, where Tiff is also part of her neighborhood, where she raised her son and has become a familiar face in the neighborhood. Jennifer is a successful entrepreneur who is currently building her newest venture, which is Oxygen Yoga and Fitness Annex, which is coming this September. So we're going to talk a lot more about that, while establishing herself as a respectable real estate agent. After spending 25 years building her career, Jennifer unexpectedly found herself reinventing her professional life, took a leap into real estate, becoming self-employed for the first time. That experience not only taught her how to build a business from the ground up, but also gave her the confidence to pursue opportunities she would not have considered before. So in this journey, Jennifer fell in love with Oxygen Yoga and Fitness classes, and after only 2 weeks, everything had changed. What began as a workout quickly became a complete lifestyle transformation. This experience inspired Jennifer to take another leap, which is opening the studio and continuing your career in real estate. So you've got a lot to talk about today. I know exactly, the balancing act. Her vision created a welcoming, inclusive space, and it will be as it's opening, for every age and every fitness level to feel comfortable walking through the doors, whether it's their first class or their 1,000th, where neighbors become friends, confidence grows, and everyone feels like they truly belong. Today, we're excited to hear Jennifer's story of reinvention, from navigating major career changes and becoming a successful entrepreneur and building a community that's changing lives. And that's a pretty big statement. So we're excited to hear more about that. And so really, I think the idea here is I think you are going to get the chance to share with us all of this. So we'll start with a question and see where that kind of leads us. Because clearly listening to that, you've had a lot of different career lives, right? And a lot of us, like myself, has started in a totally different industry, or working for someone else, transitioning into working for, someone else versus yourself. So you were in restaurant management and then became this entrepreneur. How did this transition happen?
Well, if you had asked me, what year are we now? Like 6 years ago, let's say pre-COVID, I had one career. And so, which was in hospitality management, and I hit the ceiling at a very young age, but stayed with it to raise my son.
Fair.
I was a single mom, unexpectedly, as most are, and he was around 1, so it gave me that opportunity to have that sort of balance. And when COVID happened, I was already contemplating a change, and we decided not to open up again. And I kind of rediscovered myself. I was one of the lucky ones who lost a job but was able to pivot and survive, financially and otherwise. So I actually had an investment property, and I was able to flip that property and make some money off of that, which allowed me to continue to take a little bit of time off, and I realized I wanted to be doing that for myself. So I went into real estate, and that was very scary. Nobody was giving me a paycheck. I'm not very good with computers and paperwork, and it was you doing the same thing for 25 plus years. It was brand new, and that was kind of scary. So,
big time.
50 plus and trying to start over. But so I started my first year in real estate quite slowly and really focused on like one client at a time. And now it's 3 or 4 years later, and I kind of feel like it's a little old hat. But it was definitely a huge learning curve. And with that came a lot of, part of that journey was also kind of getting my life back physically, mentally,
Fair.
emotionally. Everybody went through their own thing with lockdowns, and I kind of hit a wall towards the end of it and said, okay, enough's enough. I got to start taking care of myself.
Yeah.
And I started doing YouTube videos in my living room.
Really?
And I also didn't recognize myself when I looked in the mirror anymore. And, I wasn't willing to accept that with age had to come, I don't know, the loss of your vitality and your energy and all of that. So, I mean, I can go on and on talking about this. So
no,
I don't want to take this
We're
question and
No,
run.
and there's other questions that actually kind of relate to that too, which is your own experiences driving what you're going to do. But I think you kind of nailed it when you just talked about that step, and it's that big pivot, and it's a very scary big pivot from going from, and it just turns out that it was a time where, you were able to have some stability to do that. And I think that when we look at making those changes and that transition to you, what would you say, to someone else out there that's listening, right? Like, what would be that point and that pivot that gave you the confidence?
Yeah, I mean, I actually feel like I've learned a few lessons over my life.
Yeah.
And one thing I've learned is I'm pretty resilient. And so yes, I had the benefit of having a little bit of finances to back
Right.
me up. But some people trying something new for the first time or working for themselves, they might be in their 20s. They might still be looking at home. They might have a partner who's paying the bills. And honestly, I think for me, if I had that sort of support, I might not have done it.
Fair.
And so I think I was afraid and I didn't have a lot of confidence, but I just did it anyway.
Yeah, and people will have to go out and get loans. Like, not everyone has that, but it's
Yes.
still that you have to believe in what you're doing.
You do have to believe in what you're doing, and you have to, at least enjoy whatever industry it is, whether it's the fitness, the real estate, the marketing, all of that. It definitely gives you an edge if you like what you're doing.
Big time.
But yeah, it's a scary move. But what would I tell people out there is don't let the fear keep you from doing things that you think you want to do.
Yeah.
So deciding. So I feel what you're saying about being 50 and not having to succumb to being what people classify a 50-plus-year-old woman as looking like, being like, right? We're all challenged with that in trying to figure out how can you still be successful and how can you still be vital and all of those things. So I can see how opening an Oxygen Yoga and Fitness studio would be attractive to you from that perspective. And then the community and all of that you gain from being part of something and meeting all the women and the men who join it. But still, it's scary. So what was that journey like? Like, what actually attracted you to it to the point where you thought, I can do this? Like, this is it. I've got my real estate over here, but I want to do this on top of it. Because it's a lot, right?
Yeah, that's a good point.
It is a lot. I think if I hadn't done the real estate, I probably, like, that path led me to this path. Like many
That
people,
confidence.
there's different, paths that you go on, and one
Yeah.
thing leads to the other. I really enjoyed Oxygen. I was looking for a gym when I found it because I had been working out of my living room for a year
Right.
and was able to, in my opinion, at the time, do quite well with that. And but I thought it'd be nice to get out of the house a little more and to have access to more equipment and things like that. I wasn't looking for a studio per se.
Right.
And a friend invited me, and within a week, I discovered two things: how much I love group fitness and what is it. I didn't even know what it was, and I was hooked.
Okay, so
And
what
then-
is it? Wait,
Yeah,
a
what
little
is it? I was
like
gonna
pivot
say-
here. I'm like, right, we're
I've
pivoting.
been
I want to know what it
Oxygen,
is.
But I want to.
So, and I'm getting a lot of the questions now that I'm opening, and I'm getting
Yeah.
a lot of calls,
Yeah.
and a lot of prospects in the neighborhood are asking, and people are like, "What do you mean I can't use the treadmill?" I'm like, "Well, there's not a treadmill. Like it's
Right.
it's a room with an instructor who I say is like having a personal trainer of your own, with the benefit of having the energy of the entire class, which you just feed
Right,
off of.
you're
And I
coming.
never expected that. Anybody who's played team sports,
Yeah.
it's very similar to that energy, except every class you're winning. Like,
Oh my God, that's
Thought
so
of it
well
that way.
put.
yeah,
Yeah,
You're feeling-
I mean, there's many reasons why I think Oxygen stands out from other studios. Some of it being the infrared, the far infrared heating, which
Right,
has
right.
all these benefits. And in the first week, I'm like, there's really something to this. Like this,
Right.
I didn't consider it in my budget, nor did I want to make room for something like that in my budget.
Yeah.
I just thought, well, I can go to gym for $50
Yeah.
or $80 or
Yeah.
do this or that. But what I also did the first week I was there is I was counting mats.
Oh, so
And
you're
because of
actually
my
looking
business
at-
background running restaurants,
Smart.
and I was looking at the operation and the simplicity of it, which to me is the beauty of it.
Right.
And I started punching numbers in my head.
Yeah.
And that was probably within the first week or two.
Really?
And
You loved it that much
Yeah.
right at the start.
well, I just thought, well, this must be a viable business. They've been
Yeah.
open however many years. They survived COVID. They
Right.
opened right before COVID. The
Good
studio I go to. And piece by piece, I started learning more about the franchise.
Mm-hmm.
And, but really, I started counting mats. And I'm like, I've never done that before. I've never walked into a gym
Yeah.
and thought, wow, this place must be doing well. Or,
Yeah.
But on the app, there is a franchise button. And I pressed the franchise button. And
Wow.
I think things are just kind of happen for a reason. I'm a big believer in that. And I believe in synchronicity, and there's signs everywhere. You
Yeah.
just have to kind of try to tune into them.
Yeah.
Even the ones you don't want to see.
And trust your gut, right?
Trust your
You got
gut.
that gut
That's
feeling.
and
Something was giving you that.
Yeah.
yes. So I clicked on the franchise button. It turned out that the studio I go to, they're the ones who helped develop the chain for Toronto.
Oh, really?
And so I knew them personally-ish.
Yeah.
I was getting to know them.
Yeah.
And it was convenient. And, that was 2 years ago. I've been a member of Oxygen just over 2 years. So I decided to pull the trigger over a year ago. But it's been a long process to
Okay, interesting.
get where we are here
Okay.
today with you, ladies.
And
Yeah.
it's funny that you say that, because I think like Tiff and I have talked about in the fact that we didn't have any overhead. Like when we were having to open it, we were just literally,
Like real estate.
using well, this is it. So that must be a big difference if you look at starting the real estate versus starting this. Like, is it scarier, or is it more intimidating, or is it just you're still passionate about it? So
I think it's way more intimidating.
Yeah.
To be honest, it's the difference between the feeling I have in my stomach and
Yeah.
probably will until the day we open. Versus real estate, where you feel like you had the luxury of time to
Right.
take it as it comes, and whereas this has to happen.
And real
on a
estate,
timeframe.
On a time frame.
Yeah.
you're right. You're taking on, but you're building those relationships, right? Like that's more longer term, and that's grooming those relationships. This is, I need to get mass. Like you need numbers,
yeah.
right? Like one sale of real estate's very different than one person walking into your studio,
Yeah,
right?
That's right. I do believe in what the studio has to offer.
Which is, it goes back to passion, right?
So-
and believing in it.
And it has been a big
Yeah.
changer in my life, big influence in my life. And I've met a lot of people who say the same.
Yeah.
So, I've just resigned myself. I have goals set and I work backwards from those goals. And I'm just going to make it work. I think you have to believe that what you're doing. And if it doesn't work on the time frame, it's okay. It's going to
Yeah.
work on a different time frame.
Yeah.
But yeah, it can be very scary because it's a lot of money and it's kind of.
And I want to bring something up because it's kind of, we were just talking to before we got set up here, and we have always have ideas of questions we want to ask you, but this is interesting to me because I think when we talk about who's listening and if someone's looking at a franchise, and you were talking earlier about just the tools and and the resources that a franchise gives you. Now, of course, you're upfront, you're paying for that, in the long run because you're joining a existing organization. But I'd be curious just to share kind of like the support that you're getting from a franchise, because I think to people out there, like starting on your own is so scary, but sometimes having a franchise support.
So I think it's one of the reasons I felt confident
Yeah.
in doing it.
Yeah.
in one of the restaurants I worked with, I usually worked for the corporate, but one of them was more of a franchise setup.
Right.
But so I knew enough to know the difference between support and that Oxygen has what it takes to open this many stores in the period of time they've done.
Right.
And recently, for a friend, I sat in on a franchise meeting.
Okay.
And it blew me away, the difference. So Oxygen's very, very structured. They give you so many tools in terms of support, physical support in, the franchise master who is involved in every minute of the build out and the
That's
operation. It honestly,
That's really incredible.
That's unusual, I think,
I find
for
it-
a franchise.
amazing.
yes,
Yeah.
but they
The
have
support.
grown to 200 stores. They just celebrated their 15th anniversary in 2 weeks
And
ago.
you're seeing that success, right?
Yeah, and they never meant to franchise. This was not their idea.
Oh, that's
and
interesting.
it's all women and it's Canadian.
Yeah.
Love it.
And there are men in the operation now,
course.
but it's
started off as women.
it was like and a bunch of gens, by the way. As well. the
funny.
president, CEO, the CMO, like there's
That
gens
is
everywhere.
Fantastic.
So the amount of support gives you that is helping my confidence and is helping move this forward.
And
for
I
sure.
like that you did that research. Like you could see that what the value was in that. And anyone,
Yeah.
I think anyone looking at a franchise, you need to do that research to say, what are they going to, like, what are those details that they're going to support and how they're going to support and et cetera. Because franchise is a really great way to be an entrepreneur, right? Because you had that support, but
Yeah.
to your point, you got to find the right one, and you've got to do that homework. And
Because some franchises they don't even give you a piece of paper
Right.
to say hello. So it's you want to make sure if you're paying for something, if you're buying a brand,
Exactly.
and I know you ladies know brands,
Mm-hmm.
you want to know that they've invested on how to help you develop your brand. And
I have a question about the financial part of it that might help viewers who are thinking, oh, I'd love to do that, but I have no money. Is there anything that they can get, like from the government? I know this is very Canadian or Ontario based, but are there things that they can get to help them to establish like a
there
business
is
like this on their own?
I mean, without sharing too many details, but I know it's a
Yeah.
big leg up for the franchise that most of us are using, the Small Ontario Business Loan,
Oh,
the
okay.
acronym in which I can give you later.
Right.
Um,
Well, that's good
and
to
it's
know.
available across Canada.
Okay.
And quite a few of the stores have done it. So they do guarantee a portion of it. Doesn't mean you don't have to pay it back. You would pay it back usually on the term of your lease.
Right.
And of course, when you're putting in that much money, the term of your lease is at least 10 years.
Exactly. Longer.
So you have the 10 years to pay it back. It's like a mortgage,
That's impressive.
a little bit
Yes.
tighter.
It's interesting because I think it's helpful for people because to me it seems like it's very scary to go and purchase like a single mother on
Yeah.
your own to put all your apples in this
Yeah.
pretty much in this one bag and then
Yeah.
hope and a
There
prayer,
are, I
but-
believe there are others. I haven't ventured other ways to
Yeah.
get support or
Right.
grants or, and I'm not sure if you have the one, if you can get others.
Oh, fair enough.
But
Yeah.
but I would say when you're looking to do stuff, if you're a young person, there's probably incentives for young people
Yes.
to get out there and open up businesses and do this sort of stuff on their own. But even for people like me who are reinventing themselves, it wouldn't have been possible without this because it just gives you the ability to not dig in as far into your own resources.
Yeah.
I go back to this this passion, right? Like we're talking about, like you have a vision of what you want to do, and I think that is from experiencing those classes and being part of it too. Like do you have is that being part of that feels like it was your vision to what you want to achieve opening the studio, right?
Well, I think when I started, I never would have guessed. If you had told me
No.
this 2 years ago,
Really?
maybe that's when hit the franchise button
Yeah.
just to see. 'Cause I'm like,
Yeah.
I wonder what the cost.
Yeah.
I wonder
Because
what
you
that
loved
cost.
it and you were passionate. Yeah.
Well, I thought maybe they'd send me an intro letter and I could figure, I could just go from there and then maybe put it back to bed. But then, you know, I was intrigued by the number of people. You're lined up in the energy in the lineup.
Right.
And the classes that are waitlisted and people are trying to get in.
Really?
It's a real thing that people are feeling when they're going there. And and I thought, what a beautiful business. You have 2 employees on at any given time, someone at the front desk and an instructor. In the restaurant business, sometimes you're dealing with, I mean, depending on the size of your restaurant,
So
at
true.
least, you know, you could have 20 people
So
working for you
dynamic.
at one time in different areas that you're managing all of them, let
Yes.
alone the next shift that's coming in. So our instructors are self-employed, and so they're in it for themselves too,
Yeah.
which can be
They're
a good
motivated,
thing, right?
yeah.
Because they're there because they want to be there. They're building their brand. They're building their business typically within the Oxygen franchise. So, yeah.
Well, I know I want to try a class. That's all I know. I'm like, I'm in.
So Jen has taken me to some classes, and I've tried quite a few classes, and I have to say, I was amazed at how good I felt. That
Which is what
infrared
you go back to feeling
light,
like
I
team
walked out
sport.
like I'm walking on sunshine. Like I no joint pain, no aches and pains. I felt, and that energy that you were talking about from everyone
From the
doing
room.
it together from the room. And I also liked the warmth. It wasn't hot, but it was warm and cozy and kind of dark. So I kind of enjoyed that overall feeling.
I joke it's like going to a bar, but you feel so much better
You did
after it because there's loud music for the fitness classes.
Yes.
There's loud music. It's a little bit dim lighting, and you know, a few of us are sweating maybe, but
Yeah.
but there is something
Meet
to be
new
said
people,
for a
new
good sweat,
friends.
new
Yeah.
friends. Yep.
Yeah.
And but what is really great is like it suits everyone, all ages. We have 19-year-olds there that I talk to, like we've been friends forever, up to, you know, I don't want to say because there could be older people, but 77. I work out,
That is
and
impressive.
the classes are geared towards a medium level workout with
Right.
options to make it a little tougher and options to make it a little smoother for you if it's not in your practice that
Yeah,
day.
like there's kind of like weighted things that you can go heavier or lighter. And I remember I was too scared to try the heavy one because I wasn't very fit at the time. And so I was going lighter and you guys were going heavier.
But even the
and-
moves themselves,
Yeah.
there's options. So that's why it
Okay.
appeals
That's
to
nice.
the 50-year-old, the 19-year-old,
Right.
and the 77-year-old. And so
Nice.
that's, again, I feel like it is a one-size-fits-all.
That should be your new tagline.
Mine is everybody needs a little oxygen.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's obviously a very, engaging, and it sounds like it's an amazing opportunity. But I imagine there's been challenges too. And just, because we've talked about all these, we're the good, the bad, the hustle, right? We've talked about all this good. And I do want to say, like, what are maybe a hiccup or something that you may have come across as a challenge or what you think you might hit at some point?
Well, it took a lot longer to find the location.
Oh,
I thought
interesting.
that would be
Okay.
pretty easy. And it took a huge amount of time to find that and then
Really?
start negotiating terms and then realizing that you're not going to come to terms and then trying to find another location. So
Interesting.
Right.
rarely does anybody find the perfect location right away.
Right. Fair.
And for me, it's the I don't know if it's the bad or the ugly,
Yeah.
but it's because this operation is so well oiled. There are many platforms, and
learn.
it's the learning curve for me, which is just a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm like I mentioned before with real estate.
Yeah.
Now that I look back and go, man, that was easy. So it's just learning all these different platforms. Now the chain is really great about supporting you, but
Fair.
when I want to do something, I want to do it now and I want to get it done.
Right.
So having the patience and then
Yeah.
just kind of letting it go. You can't control everything,
Yeah.
but the learning curve is huge. So that's
And you're
a big
doing
one.
it, I think, to your point too, you're doing it all at once. Like we were just saying
Yeah.
too, like that's a big part of it is this learning curve and being able to do things yourself.
Yes.
But, and as an entrepreneur, you are like, you're learning all
Yeah.
these platforms on your own. Again, you're going to have help down the road, but having that all happen at once is I am sure much more overwhelming than even us trying to do, okay, we'll do our website first and then we'll learn SEO and then we'll do this, right? Like,
Well,
Right.
and that must lead to your everyday hustle, because I imagine the balancing act, the hustle of getting the doors open, getting the place finished inside, learning all the apps, getting everything in place, finding help
Yes.
appropriate, getting the fitness instructors in place, even though they're freelance, I think
Yeah.
you were saying. To get all of that is a hustle.
that's
The,
a lot.
the hustle is real.
Yeah.
It's from the time I get up to the time I go to bed,
It
and I
is.
probably dream about it as well. But apparently, for those that have already opened and I've seen it happen, because I've had some friends who've already opened ahead of me that
Yeah.
I've gotten to know from going to so many classes. It gets a little easier once you're open. There's not as many things to focus on.
Right.
But again, I mean, anybody who's run a business before or even worked for someone else
Yeah.
in their business, it's when you're self-employed or you own your own business, it's nonstop, and you ladies know
Are
that.
you still doing the real estate? Like,
I'm still doing the real
you
estate.
are.
I still gotta pay the mortgage.
Right, right, and that's where
I'm still
You're
paying the
probably
bills.
going somewhere after this podcast to go.
Open house?
It's from morning to
Yeah, it doesn't
Tonight.
end.
yeah. But it's okay. I think I know it's not forever.
Yeah.
And I'm doing these building blocks now so that later I have the luxury of
100%.
time.
And that's what I was going to ask you. Is it like, how does it make it worth it, all that
Yeah.
work? But you just said
Well,
it.
yeah, you can
Right.
check back in a year because it'll be summer, and hopefully I'll be
Yeah.
at your cottage.
and everything's running.
Yes.
And those mats are filled.
I did say that with real estate. When you
Yeah.
go away, you lose momentum. And I've shifted my business a little bit. And it was like the summer last year that I thought I need something that makes money for me when I'm not
Yeah.
there, and I don't have to be there every minute. Again, when it is a storefront, you got to be there a lot, all the
Fair.
same. But
For sure.
But we've been saying that, and I think this is really a nice way to kind of end it off too, which is setting those goals. Like, you have to do something where it's going to fit your lifestyle and what you want to do, right? At this
Right.
point in time, like, your goal was to be able to not have to be there 24/7. And, real estate is one of those businesses that you do, right?
Yeah.
And hopefully, to your point, these building blocks get to a point where you're not having to do the day-to-day. So, and maybe someone at 20 is okay to put 30 years into something, right? But
Yes.
setting those goals and figure out how long do I need to achieve what I want to achieve. And this franchise sounds like it's going to give you those opportunities to,
yes.
be doing your own thing. Yes, I know we're all knocking on wood
Maybe
for your
there's
own.
going to be
It will.
Oxygen Fitness, Yoga and Fitness Studio number 2.
Yeah.
I said
Or
if this
3.
one goes well,
Yeah.
then I would maybe look to Etobicoke because there's quite a few territories taken already. And then I also thought about branching out more in the fitness realm of things.
Yeah.
Or I find someone who is just as invested as I am
Yeah.
to run it for me, and I just focus 100% on real estate, and then I get to go just be
Oh, that's
a
fascinating.
member at the gym.
Yeah.
We'll see which direction it goes in.
This is what I love.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Because
Because now I have the courage to pivot and try things and do things. And
I love to
You're
hear
very
that.
inspiring.
That's a great story.
And
Yeah.
I think this is what, we try to encourage people that look at all these different ideas and these different things that you can achieve, and you set yourself to it and passionate about it. And
Yeah.
it's really
And you can
exciting.
do it.
I'm so
We know
excited
you
for
can
you. I
do it.
kind of,
Ladies.
I'm kind of jealous.
let's all go to a class tonight.
We will, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
great.
We just want to say thank you.
Yeah, thank
Thank
you,
you.
Jen.
Thank
it was
you,
a
ladies.
pleasure to have you.
It was nice to
and
talk about this
love-
today.
Love to share
Motivating.
your story.
And we will put in, information about the studio, and it is,
Excellent.
when it's opening stuff, so people can check back in and everything.
great.
And we will do updates. We should do that a little, where everyone's at.
Yeah.
in the
And
next
aren't you
6
running a
months.
special?
Yes.
Maybe this is a good time to
Yes.
pivot and say,
The pre-sale
Go
is
for it.
on now, and it's the same price that you would have for the rest of your life. And
crazy.
nobody regrets getting the pre-sale. If you come and try the classes and you don't like it, it's 100% refundable. No risk.
there's
There you
nothing
go.
better than that. Wow.
And so we are in July of 2026. So when you're listening to this,
Right.
if you're listening 4 years from now,
I'm not
Okay,
gonna
you
pre-sale.
say that, like, why didn't I do the pre-sale?
I love it. No, it's been really fun. Thanks,
Yeah.
Jen.
Okay.
Thank
Thanks,
you, Jen.
ladies.
Cheers, everyone.
Yeah.
We'll be back
Bye,
with another
everyone.
one sometime soon. Check in. Bye.
Bye.